Hello everyone, welcome to Beauty in the Garden. I'm T. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the plants that we can still plant up in the month of December. Now, if there is a great deal of plants that we can still plant up in the month of December, how exciting is that? So I have a ton of plants, you guys, already out in the garden, but I still have urges to keep planting up. So we can still plant up some plants here in North Carolina, Zone 8A. Now the first one that I'm going to be talking about is Swiss Chard. I will be planting up some more Swiss Chard. I only have a couple of plants here or there throughout the garden that I feel like I just need a little bit more chard out here in the garden. So I will be popping these, you guys, in a pot to transfer them out. Or I might just go ahead and find a spot and just pop the seed in. I'm not sure yet, but I definitely will be planting up more of the Swiss Chard. Now, if you're looking for the Swiss Chard, most of the seeds that I'm gonna be showing you guys in this video is on my seed shop. If you want to go ahead and find some of my seeds, go to beautee.com, hit at the top of the screen, and stroll down to Beauty in the Garden, and you will see that seed shop. On to the next one, number 2. The next one up is Kale. You can still plant Kale. It's very hardy. I have a couple of them already that I just planted up probably maybe about a week ago, and honeys, they are growing super fast. It is really still kind of warm throughout the day here. It hasn't really cooled off consistently overnight, so some of our nights will still be in the 50s, and so we still have a chance to go ahead and pop those in, get them germinated and get them going. I do recommend that you go ahead and plant them or start them outdoors so that they'll be acclimated to the area versus putting them indoors and then trying to bring them out, because they might get burnt that way. But if you can start them outside and they germinate outside and they come up, you're good to go, okay? So that would be kale. This is the curly leaf kale. Now, there are many of varieties of kale, like lacinato kale, scarlet kale, and red Russian kale. So I do have all 4 of those out here in the garden, and they are doing beautiful, and I just planted up some more. The next thing up is turnips. You can plant your turnips. I will plant this in a little patch. I'm actually going to put them really dense in an area because I really just want them tops, so I can pop in my salad. So the purple top turnips, it was one of the things that I'll be popping in a little trench. The purple top turnips. This one up is sweet peas. I just planted up sweet peas. Well, actually my daughter planted up sweet peas. If you can see right here is her little patch of sweet peas. If you guys watch the video, you've seen her actually popping her little peas, and here is her peas. Her peas has finally came up and they're doing really good. You see how bright green? I just love the color of peas. They're just super bright and really pretty. But her peas came up. So if you check that video out, that was in the month of December. Okay, so the next one up is lettuce. You can plant lettuce. I have maybe right now going maybe 5 to 8 different varieties of lettuce planted. There are different lettuce that like a little bit more warmth, and there's some lettuces that love the cooler weather and can tolerate it a lot better and without getting burnt or anything like that. But go ahead and do your research, because there's so many different types of lettuce. I'm not just going to give you guys a whole like brochure of a whole list of lettuce, because there's just so many varieties out there. Just do a little bit more research on some of the lettuces that you might be interested in, and see if you can go ahead and pop them in your area, and it'll just be just fine. Once they come up, you're good to go. So that one was lettuce. Next one up is radishes. I really like radishes. I planted up some purple plum radishes last year. They were really good. I did not get a chance to plant up the watermelon radishes or the daikon radishes, but I did pop in some red globe radishes, and I have them right here. I am going to pop in maybe 4 or 5 of the watermelon radishes, because I really eat them ever so often. I just use them in my salads or top them into my stir fry, because I like that little crunch that it gives it. I do have the radishes in the back garden, and I will be popping some in. I do have a couple of planters that already have some bok choys in it, and then I have a couple more planters that I filled up with soil that don't have anything in it, but they need to break down a little bit. So since the soil level will be about 4 to 6 inches, roughly about 4 inches. This is a shallow rooted veggie, so they will do just fine in that soil, and that's radishes. The next one up is carrots. You can still plant your carrots. I will be planting them in a container. We'll see how good they do. I normally planted them in the container, a really big 30-gallon container that I had out in the sand pit, and it does great in containers. I will be putting them into new containers. I don't know how they're going to do there since the soil hasn't truly broken down that well yet, but I will be going ahead and popping them into the containers. And if I don't get any bottoms, you can eat your carrot tops, and that's just fine as well. But we have carrots. Up is the alliums. We'll be planting up bunching onions. You can plant up bunching onions. You can plant up your leeks. And as well, you can go ahead and get your onions started. So you can pop them in the ground, divide them out, and get them ready for planting out once the weather start heating up around, for here will be like March, February, end of February, March. And you'll go ahead and plant them out in your garden. I do have plenty of videos, you guys, out there on how to plant a lot of these veggies. I do have roughly about 445 videos out now. So if you want to look up something, go ahead to the icon onto the platform, and you will see a search area, so you can type in what you're looking for, and then you can kind of pop up and find some of the videos that I have already done on some of the things that I planted. I haven't seen some of my videos on what I have already planted out and showing you guys how I go about planting them. Is garlic. Who doesn't like garlic? So I love garlic. I put garlic and onions almost in every dish, okay? So garlic is another one to plant up. I have already planted up some throughout the garden, here or there, in any little spot that I had. I just popped them in. I have so much garlic on hand, but just popping them randomly throughout the garden, it just gives, you know, a little area of different places throughout the garden that you can pop your garlic. So I'm not going ahead and started your garlic. Go ahead and start your garlic. Okay, so the next one up is spinach. This is another great one that you can go ahead and start in the month of December. Okay, I love spinach. I have mine inside of my greenhouse. Now, I don't actually have to have it inside that greenhouse. You can grow it out here because, like I said, I'm in zone 8A. I can still plant spinach out in the garden, okay? And if I find a little space, believe it or not, you guys, I like to just pop my plants in randomly. And I don't just have a specific plant. Sometimes in my beds, I kind of like to move things around and cluster them up, or even put flowers and so forth. But if I find a spot, I will pop in some more spinach. Last thing but not least, there's 2 more things that you can still plant up in the month of December, and that is cilantro and parsley. Those 2 plants that you can plant up in the month of December. Now, if you don't want to plant them up from seed, you guys, you can go right to your local grocery store in your produce area, and sometimes they already have the plants started for you guys. You just find them probably on some end cap or something like that, and you can go ahead and start getting those babies popped in the ground right away. And I think the plants normally run about between $2.50 to $3, and you can just go ahead and plant them out. Some of them you might go ahead and divide out, because actually they are multi-planted in those containers, and that's a great way to save money too, and some time if you don't want to start them from seed. But you can definitely start them from seed in the month of December, and that is cilantro and parsley. Okay, so we're at the end of this video. So here are some of my seeds off of my seed shop that you can go ahead and check out. And as well, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and as well get those plants started so you can go ahead and grow more food for your family. Now, I just love the fact that I see all you guys planting up so many different things in your area and taking the initiative to grow your family your very own food. Like I always tell you guys, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I do upload a video. And like I always tell you guys, remember, there's beauty in everyone's garden. And bye-bye for now.